she'll post.
Yep, let me just...
All right, so we're going to be doing character generation and mapping tonight for the Alien RPG, which I am psyched about. Right now we're prepping for what my character eventually will be in the very first one shot, so that I can get a good feel for the system before I throw off a three-parter extravaganza with my custom art that I've been working on so hard. The tile set will be released alongside the three-parter, ideally, so that everybody can get it if they want and they see it on the stream and they're, you know, in desperate need for those tile pieces. Because honestly, there's definitely a desire, I think, for good alien world tiles. Yeah, but I'm not the host tonight. I'll turn it over to my lovely assistant, Lilu.
Hey, I'm just sending you the link.
The link to what?
The Roll20 that you're literally not in.
Oh, yeah, that'd be useful.
Slightly more safe for generation. Also, if anybody's on the fence about you know, what you're gonna play it in, there's a very nice character sheet here. Several automated features. You can push on a skill or armor or blah 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 to roll it.
They have
tracking.
They have Roll20 character sheet.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Fuck yes, makes my job so much easier.
Yeah. If you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I sent the Roll20 link to you in Facebook Messenger.
Thank you. I will go check that out.
Yeah, I need to send a whole bunch of showings before.
Oh yeah, definitely show those. Do the show things.
I'll leave you all in avionics.
I feel like ever since I got this new computer, my Chrome has been acting so fucking weird.
Did it come pre-installed?
No, I think I had to install it myself.
Oh. Weird.
Yeah.
Because this is like a way more powerful computer. How do you mean weird? Like slower or?
No, not slower, but the format on everything has been off. Everything's totally different from its usual configuration.
That's probably because they were saved in preferences. If
you what?
Saved in preferences. If you log into your Google Chrome, then you can move them between computers. If you don't, then they won't.
But I have.
It's not just logging into like Gmail. It's logging into like your browser. The top right 3 buttons. There's probably something.
Okay.
Anyway, well, I'll tell you another time. I have to go and do something really fast, but after I get back, I will send the ads and we will.
Okay. Well, I will entertain the 0 people watching us. I'm assuming. Let's see, how many people do we have watching just me? It's the Me and Me show. Starring me, featuring me, about me. My favorite show. Hey, it's just me here. I think. Yeah, I don't see anybody watching us, although I'm not rightly sure how to figure that out. I am what they call not technologically savvy. Tragic, really. You would think that all people of my disposition are hacker girls or coders or brilliant technological scientist types, but I'm practically a Luddite. A Luddite with a drinking habit. I hope I'm entertaining 0 people out there. Alcoholism is not funny. It's very serious. Causes a whole lot of liver conditions and stuff that I eventually will develop. But till then, bottoms up. I play too. Dying can be fun. Which brings me to my next segment. Goodness gracious, when is Lee gonna get back? I feel like I'm talking to myself. Which I frankly probably am. I can't imagine we have any viewers. Let me get into the chat though, just in case there's somebody here that I can chat with. Opening it up. Hey, anybody watching? Well, he's off doing errands, by which I mean probably grabbing a drink or something, and shall be right back. But probably grabbing a drink or something. Oh no. Anyway, though, please feel free to chat me up while we get her together. Tonight we're going to be doing an Alien RPG foray. We're not going to be doing the whole stream itself. We're just kind of going to get a feel for the system. Thank you, Q Prime. I can always count on you to show or to cheer me up. So tonight we're going to be doing an an Alien RPG foray, which means we're not actually going to be doing a game, but we are going to be exploring the character generation process and showing off the maps and how we put them together. Yes, it shall be a system test, if you will. And to that effect, I have just today created yeah, kind of. We're doing playtesting. And as I was saying though, to enable a system test, I created the mother from the Nostromo as an Alien RPG tile that we will be including in the pack coming up. It was quite a lot of work. But yeah, no, we're actually so we're going to be doing Alien RPG on this channel a lot in the future, I suspect. But none of us have ever played the dang thing. But I am a huge fucking fan of Alien. It's like my favorite franchise. Alien's like my favorite film, followed by Blade Runner. Sometimes it's reverse, but I'm just such a fan of, you know, those classic 80s sci-fis that really set the scene for all to come. And Alien's just a special trauma for me as a kid, so that's always fun to overcome. And yeah, no, we're gonna have a lot of fun here. But what we're doing with the Alien RPG system is we're going to be running more of it, and then we're thinking we might use a little bit of the system's system as an inspiration when we go about the process of making the Wistmore system, which is a thing now. We're gonna make a brand new system for Wistmore, believe it or not. How does this system work? Well, we are in possession of an Alien RPG core rulebook. So let me tell you, it is a gorgeous book, by the way. What's the story, Mother? Ooh, one of the fun things about the system is that the GM is called the Mother. That's fun. But it's a D6 system.
Hey, yes, it is.
Lee's
Hello.
probably better equipped to inform you as to the system's parameters, though, because Lee has been doing a lot more work than I have prepping for this.
Let me throw you into something. StreamStar, yeah. I will get it up real fast, and we can.
We've got like 5 people watching us, so
we can leave you.
Go time.
Yeah, and StreamStar in game, blah blah blah. Cyber screen, yeah, okay. So it's a very cool game. And it is by Free League Publishing.
Gorgeous maps and illustrations too.
There are. So rolling the dice, it's pretty telling that like they don't tell you what the successes are until page 58, after you generate your
Oh
character.
yeah, we did have kind of a little bit of an issue with their spacing of things and
Yeah,
kind of the configuration of the book itself.
I'm
But
not here to chat shit because my first game I ever released was a terrible like
oh yeah, no, I mean,
word hack together Word document. That being said, there's such a thing as like
that
laying it on too thick. Like there's more icing than cake here, and
said,
uh,
the cake is delicious.
and so is
Oh.
the icing. But yeah, basically, here's what it is.
No, it's
You
actually
have
not a complex system. That's the beauty of it.
yeah.
It's
So
just poorly
yes.
framed in the
So
book.
look at this. 4 stats, 3 skills per stat, always governed by the same stat. There's never any ambiguity. Let's for like very quickly pretend that Pat is going to have 3 strength and 2 in heavy machinery. Spoiler warning, she's not. That means she's going to roll 5 dice.
Okay.
We click heavy machinery, no modifier. She rolls 5 dice. At least one of these little symbols, 6, is shown. She has succeeded. She doesn't need any more. Comma, however, she has succeeded with an additional success, which means she can
Ooh.
absolutely stunt on it. And let me just scroll through the skills here until we get to um, the heavy machinery. Stunts. For each extra success roll beyond the first, choose one stunt applicable to the situation. The first option, gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll related to this one. You got this. You don't need to roll overcome this exact same challenge again in the future. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take. You break it permanently. You act quietly. You show off, which I'm pretty sure you show off is always a stunt option. Stamina, you
Hell
impress
yeah.
someone. Stamina lets you give success to other PCs in the
I
same
like that.
situation.
That's a good fucking. Honestly, I love this system. From what I've heard about it, it's just so fun sounding.
Yeah, so there's
I'm enthused.
lots of fun little. I'm glad one of us is. So
Rude.
so there's
You were enthusiastic until you can.
until I came on this stream and said to myself, I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the game sheet, character sheet. It's laid out in a nice way in some senses. Uh, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but like my eyes are stuck in the middle where the core stats are rather than raking to the far left side. There's lots of different roll buttons. There's a card system for initiative, and you can exchange cards if you want. But it's functionally
Ooh.
not any different than rolling the dice in an online environment. So
Hmm.
and so let's just say for I'll roll until it doesn't fucking work, and then show. So is there a push button? Yeah. So for example, you see no successes were generated. Oh no!
Oh
How
no!
terrible. So
Whatever am I to do?
so
Guess the big bag of aliens coming to get me.
yeah. So if you were to say roll 3 on your mobility because you have trash agility and mobility, you can push. You can push and re-roll all of the dice that you failed to roll earlier. And
Ooh.
what that means is you gain a stress. And I don't actually know if stress dice button is gonna base dice was anyway. I think I want to know if I add 1 stress level, we roll it again, and yeah. So there's
Hell
also a
yeah!
stress die that rolls. The yellow for
Wait, is that a good
convenience.
thing or a bad thing?
Well, you still didn't succeed. But what it is she's getting a
Bummer.
stress level, and on every single skill roll she makes, she's gonna have another roll to roll. All these d6s that are base, the black ones, have just one face. It's on the 6. It's a success. The yellow
Mm.
ones have the success on 6, but they also have the panic symbol on the 1. And it's telling
Right.
that
Oh yeah.
they tell you this on page um 64 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't. They tell you it like over 100 pages before they fucking tell you what it does. And then from there, for panic roll, it takes a while for them to ever explain how you make a panic roll. So I like this game and I like this book. I do not like this book as a rule book. I think that they could stand to learn a little from Kevin Crawford, but otherwise, I'm a really
Eh.
big fan. And again, it's hard for me to chat shit. It's easy to be a critic until you're actually making these things. This was so much work. It's not even funny to begin to
Oh yeah,
describe, like
absolutely.
the even like the deciding the color scheme, figuring out the fonts, getting it to be a different font here and this, and getting the little dots and adding custom arrows. Even like this alone is such a stupid huge amount of work. They probably had to make a variety of these squares, implement them well, fucking saw them off to the right size. I'm sure putting this book together was absolute hell for a layout designer, and they really deserve all the credit in the world. I just don't think they actually needed to do all of that work. I think they could have swung with something that, I mean, there's a lot of gorgeous art here being showed off in the background, and like the first time, like, ooh, that's a cool blue window, but is this cool blue window really going to help me figure out more about opposed roles when I need to reference it in the middle of the game later? Nah, it ain't. They caught a little of that 5e disease where they just fuck it up with art, and it's like, that's cool, but I'm not sure that this is making this any more readable of a book. Anyway, I'm gonna stop
I
chatting shit
mean,
now. And the point is,
my only issue is that they included the engineers and accepted Prometheus as canon.
indeed,
Looks at camera aggressively.
no, it really is. It's from Free League Publishing, and it looks interesting. And
No, it
bear in
is
mind,
such
there's
a
something called the Aliens Adventure Game. This is
Mhm.
not that. That is a much older meme game. Uh, this is Alien, the role-playing game by Free League Publishing. Cover is gonna look like this. Be sure to pick it up from them. It's available on Drive Through RPG. You can go and find other places on their website for the game. Anyway, we've spent enough time dickering. This isn't Red Knight. Dickering isn't a stat in this game.
So they've got two modes of
They
play,
do.
which I'm loving. They've
Cinematic.
got the cinematic play, which is more like a Wistmore one shot. And then they've got the campaign play, which is like several sessions of gameplay. So that's interesting. So this is a system that it really is designed to throw you into the action, get you there and back again, all in one night, which is very, very interesting. It's not like most of the RPGs I've played, which admittedly I have not actually really tasted the full buffet of RPGs available. But this is not like any other campaign or RPG setting that I've played. RPG system. Wow, I can't speak.
Indeed. So, with this, I feel obliged to set us on the path here. Character generation. There's 4 attributes: strength, agility, wits, empathy. Not exactly rocket science. And there's 3 skills tied to each of them. You're always able to attempt, even if you don't have the skill level. But you're going to be able to, from your stats and your gear or whatever, try. Talents modify the way the game works. For example, there's one option that allows you to roll manipulation with wits instead of empathy. You can get it if you're a company person for the obvious reasons. And you can play an android as an optional role. We will not be having Pat as an android tonight.
Yeah, I don't like that they threw that just randomly out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, again, there's a lot of formatting things in this book that I'm not like 100% on.
But again, let me reiterate: to do this in InDesign, very impressive. I am impressed. I'm humbled. But
it's gorgeous.
It's like me with maps. Sometimes I do go too far. Not tonight. This is a very basic map. I mean,
yeah, but
people can
don't
see
you have some others? Wink, wink.
Oh
wait, I'm in here as sorry, I'm in here as the. No, I'm not. Never mind. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I really didn't. Not tonight. Although I did fill up my plate a little high compared to what we might have done.
True.
And it's not filled in yet, but the idea here is that there are going to be 6 decks, and Pat is going to be able to move between them.
Ooh,
and this game has means for tracking both like in combat and like a pre-combat stealth phase where it goes in blocks of however many minutes. Basically, you can search through two zones or search a zone, find something interesting that you want to look at, like a computer console, then actually look at it. Also, before I go any further, I am going to actually shield post.
Ooh, fancy. So it finally gets down to business, personal stuff. Your name and your character. People in the chat, what do you guys think my name's gonna be? I'm not gonna give you the rights to choose my name. I want some inspiration. Maybe, if you guys are up for it. If you're listening and also accessing your keyboards. No pressure. But what should I name my character? She's a business gal, works for the Space Monsanto Corporation. I mean, there's a name for the corporation I'm working for. I don't recall it offhand. And what else is there about here? Oh, she's going to betray her company in order to make a quick buck. So she's kind of shady, although she is also a company woman, so you can just automatically assume shady off the bat when you're dealing with company stiffs. However, she's not very pleased with the amount of pay she's been getting, and she's about to dip, as it were, a little bit of corporate espionage. Should be fun. I can't imagine what could possibly go wrong. Right. We're not working for Weyland-Yutani this time, which is honestly, I'm a fan. I approve of, because not everything in Alien has to be about Weyland-Yutani. Just the movies are. There's a much broader world which gets expanded upon in this book, for instance.
Yeah, they also do a lot of callbacks. So like the whole fucking space station from Alien Isolation is in this book. Let me find what page it's on again.
I'm thinking of like a 3-letter name. Like Jan. I like Jan. Or Perry. That's like 4 letters.
I will say they do have name suggestions if you're looking for inspiration based
Oh
on
no, I wanted to. C? S-I-H? How would you pronounce that? Like C? Sich? Hey, Dark Prince! Hi, we're doing a not really a review, but like we're kind of getting into the nitty gritty of Alien RPG, and we're getting geared up to start playing pretty soon. But we're not gonna play this tonight. Sickly. Ah, okay, gotcha. Sick. That'll be my character's name.
Here's like the whole every deck map, Novgorod Station, basic living area, the layouts of the various zoos.
I am thinking about it, Q Prime. I'm thinking. What is it short for, Q Prime? I'm curious. SIH. Is it short for anything? Perry Sick. I think I would go for like a 2 name in that case. I mean, my character, usually I would go with like a doctor, but I'm not gonna be a scientist in this case. Didn't think that far ahead. Was thinking of James Bond names. Oof, nice. Gonna go with I think I will go with Perry Sick. Ms. formerly Mrs., now Ms. Sick. But her friends call her Perry. Short for Perigold, because her mother couldn't spell. Well, I mean, not saying you caught my pun, but yeah, no, I wasn't thinking about that. You're smarter than I am. Good job.
By the way, the winner of the poll looks like Penne.
Penne. Oh, you did a poll. Shit.
Yeah, for which type of pasta would work best in space?
Oh man, you thought this far ahead. I love it. In space, no one can hear you scream, but they can hear you cream. Cream pasta. Now available at your local star station. We have fun here. We have fun. They can hear you. Yes, I'm perfectly aware of what the phrasing means. It means pasta. Delicious, delicious, creamy pasta. Choke? I would never. I know how to get things down the one pipe and not down the other.
Indeed. So, your character.
At least I won't choke.
Let's take a look.
Ooh, we doing Karajan now?
Indeed.
Breaking out the big box.
So we're gonna go to your character, cinematic play, campaign play, blah blah blah. Attributes.
Where am I?
There's no rolling when you generate a character.
Oh
your character
my.
has 4 attributes that indicate your basic physical and mental capabilities, each rated on a scale from 1 to 5. Your attributes are used when you roll dice to perform actions in the game and also to determine how much damage you can withstand before you become broken. So, what you're going to do is you have a total of 14 points. You cannot, and what you're really deciding is whether or not a given stat is a 2, a 3, or a 4, with the exception of a key attribute for your career. Now, as you're going with Company Woman and their key attribute is Wits, that means the only thing you could have as high as 5 is Wits.
So sorry. It's like what is it called? Where you pick in D&D, what is it called when you do this? It's like a lot allocation, whatever.
It's more like point buy.
Yeah, point buy, that's it. Thank you.
So it's a 1-for-1 point buy with 14 points, and there's a minimum of 2, so we'll go ahead and put in the 2.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go max on
4. Wits. That wipes out another 4. So really, you have 7 points to spend. And when we max you on Wits for 3 more, you've really got 3 points to spend.
Alright, so it's strength, agility, wits, and
empathy. And empathy controls some interesting skills. The 3 skills are command, manipulation, and medical aid. So healing people is determined by your empathy.
Now, I happen to have read a little bit ahead in the book, and I know that there is a perk that enables a company person, much like myself, to eschew empathy in the case of manipulation and use one's wits.
Indeed. So if you weren't interested in medical...
I can't see any reason. Can't see any reason to be all that empathetic. Now, that said, My character is leaving the company, which would indicate she has some degree of an understanding of human compassion, even if it is rather limited. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take strength as my dump stat because who needs strength in an office? Not this gal. I'm going to go with 2 on agility and 1 on empathy.
All right.
So that work?
Pop you up to 4 agility, 3 empathy. So you have a 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5 build.
Fantastic.
Boom, handled. Your skills, the knowledge, the blah blah blah. They're skills. There are 12 skills in the game. They're all described in Chapter 3.
At least an academic understanding.
When you create your player character for campaign play, you distribute a total of 10 points amongst your skills. Assign up to 3 points to each skill of the skills listed for your career. Assign a single point to any other skills you choose. So, as a company woman, you're not going to have, you're probably not going to have heavy machinery. I'm pretty sure your skills are Comtech, manipulation, and maybe command. Let me check. So we're gonna bring up the company agent. I'm gonna overshoot this because there's an offset. What is a role-playing game? A mass hallucination. Yeah. So your key skills are Comtech, observation, and manipulation. So basically, perception, computer stuff, and manipulation, and those you can assign up to 3 points into. So you've got a pool of 10 skill points for spending from here.
All right. Well, manipulation to the max.
All right.
Followed by computer stuff.
You want to max that as well? You have 7 after you max manipulation.
Okay, wait. Actually, I should think about this. My character is not the usual shady agent. I might actually reconsider the maxing and the manipulation. I might want to be more well-rounded, considering what my character is going to be doing, more likely. Max and comp sci stuff. Because unlike me as a person, my character is not a Luddite.
So we got 7 skill points.
All right. Let's go with 4 to manipulation and 3 to perception.
So the max you can give is 3.
Oh, sorry.
For skill points.
Wait. I thought you said I have 7.
So you had 10. You gave 3 to combat.
Oh!
You have 7 remaining.
Oh, okay. What are the other skills then? I'm sorry. I thought I only had access.
So do you have your character sheet open?
Yeah. Let me
so in the radio menu, you can see combat heavy machinery, stamina around strength, ranged combat mobility, piloting around agility, medical manipulation, command around empathy, comtech survival and observation around wits. You can only put 1 into a skill that is not a career skill. Your career skills are manipulation, observation, and comtech. So those are where you're going to be able to excel.
All right, I'm still looking for these listed out, by the way.
You mean you're looking for the character sheet, or you're looking for?
No, I've got the character sheet open. Where are they on the character sheet?
So we've clicked on character sheet and you see the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
They're all around the center.
Oh! Again, very fancy. Not exactly intuitive.
I mean, I will give them the character sheet design. I do think it's intuitive because my eyes keep getting drawn back to the core of it. And I think
I did not know what all that shit was, TBH.
It was a little disorienting at first, but we'll see how it plays. But I do have good feelings.
Yeah, no, I mean, now that I'm looking at it right, it makes sense.
Yeah. I definitely have better feelings about the sheet layout overall than I do about the booklet overall. But yeah,
Definitely. Um, okay. All right. Well, what does mobility do for me?
so things that you would make a dex save for or an acrobatics test for in Dungeons and Dragons are done
That
by
sounds
mobility. I think mobility is
all
also
right.
for getting through like difficult terrain.
I want mobility.
All right.
I've been doing my yoga,
So you
Pilates,
dip
you know.
1 into mobility, and you have 6 points left. As
Okay.
mobility is not a career skill, you can put no more.
Okay.
You still don't have anything in manipulation or observation yet.
Wait, I thought you said I had 3 in manipulation.
You put 3 into Comtech because you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put 3 into that
All
too,
right.
and that leaves
So
me with 4, right?
6, 7. That leaves you with 3.
3. I'm totally okay at math, guys. I swear.
So you can take 2 in observation and tap 1 into something else, or you can go whole hog on observation and have your only outside skill be mobility.
Okay. Mm, I can't imagine my character is versed in any form of combat, unfortunately for her. Um,
Bear in mind, survival is under wits.
then I'm getting 1 rank in survival. There we go. I think that's it.
Indeed.
2 in observation, 1 in survival,
With that,
3 in contact, 3 in manipulation, and 1 in mobility.
you got all
Do
the
I really
skills.
need
So
that much manipulation though?
she might shuffle around a bit, but basically, yeah, we have the broad layout laid out.
All right.
And I'm going to scroll down until we get to the background. Oh, I've already had one on this background. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really phoning it in tonight.
Oh, don't worry about it. You deserve a break. You worked a lot on this channel, so. See, when Wismore kicks back up, Saturdays will be a nice relax and just play night for you, and I'll be doing the heavy lifting. Ideally.
So, do you want? I should probably put on some ambiance to.
That is true.
Stave
Music
off
is.
the insanity damage.
I hope my sister's not watching this channel. She mentioned earlier that this was empty. She steals it on occasion. It's not empty. Better to let her think that, though.
I'm putting on the blue sizzle.
Ooh, dramatique.
Shout out to Kevin McLeod. So, yeah, you've got your skills thrown about. Oh, what's this? A wild piece of art appears, and
Mama.
yeah. So you've got your survival, your comtech, your blah blah blah. We are going to now make something that makes a slight adjustment to the rule. We are going to pick which of the career talents you go with: cunning, personal safety, and take control. As established earlier, you are kind of relying on being able to use wits for your manipulation rolls.
Which one's that one? That one's take control, right? Or no?
Yeah, I can go check what it is in particular. They have it divided pretty far from the rest of it.
Company agent, you're hungry. Space is full of opportunity, and you've been assigned to the frontier to find the next big thing. From insider information to new mineral deposits, or even a hitherto unknown life form to exploit. It's up to you to score a win for the company and use it to catapult yourself up the corporate ladder. You tend not to form long-lasting attachments, instead viewing everybody as a commodity to capitalize on. Worry about others later. Right now, it's about the bottom line. Oof. Just reading that gives me some shivers.
Sure. Yeah. So, for the company agent talent, it is taking control of the large role for manipulation using wits instead of empathy. So I think that with that, talent 1 becomes take control, and
I do like to take control.
we go ahead and we pop that into the description.
Fantastic.
Now, the other things to choose here are your appearance and your signature item. I think that we have enough visual aids in the appearance front, but it is fun to go over their suggestions of an icy glare, disarming smile, expensive Rolex, unique signet ring, tanned, elaborate hairstyle, emotionless stare, and monogrammed silk tie.
Ooh. Well, I would say that she has an icy stare, but casual smirk on occasion as if she's better than everybody else. She knows it. That said, she's not the top of the food chain. She wants to be. So she's got a hungry look about her and an eagerness to, grab any opportunities that would hurl her forward, so to speak. Even if it means leaving the business.
And you then choose a signature
retire
item.
on fat stacks.
There's not really a mechanical repercussion so far as I've seen, but something of importance to your character. Letter of corporate authorization, divorce papers, and employee of the year award are all examples given for the company agent.
Well, she's got a nice handmade custom leather wallet from some backwater frontier that people are supposed to feel sorry about. And within this fine wallet, she has a nice little corduroy, or corduroy. What's the term? Corduroy picture?
Polaroid?
Polaroid, yeah, that's it. She's got a fine little Polaroid picture of her daughter, for whom she does it all. Not that her low-life ex-husband has any expertise in parenting, but tragically he got the kid, so.
And now
my job's just to make money for the brat and my kid.
So if you want, you see there's several roll buttons. One of them is a 2d6. You begin with 2d6 times $100 in cash.
No. Times 100. Average roll, I think 600. Nothing major.
Now, am I blind, or is there just nowhere to list money? It kind of makes sense to not have a
Polaroid. That's it. Yes, Polaroid. Polaroid. Sorry, what were you saying, Lee? I really fucked that one up.
Yeah. So you have $600. Congratulations. Now,
thank you.
We choose between a leather briefcase or a chrome briefcase.
Oof! Decisions. Are there mechanical repercussions?
I really doubt it. But this isn't the sort of game that would let me know here. I'll have to...
Well, chrome is metal, so I think that's more appropriate to space, given that it could perform instrumental duties as, in case I'm carrying live specimens.
Time and space.
Leather wouldn't.
Site.
Can't think. Preserve it in space. I think ahead. Ooh, I should have a southern accent for this role. No, I shouldn't. That's terrible. Why do I think like this?
Knock yourself out. I skipped over gear.
I mean, Dark Prince. Yes, out of character, that is why I chose it. In character, though, she's probably thinking about grabbing space specimens or some shit. just in case I have to make do with an improvised weapon. I mean, wouldn't work on terrifying monsters bred for war and genocide, but whoever encounters those in space, I'm more worried about people trying to rob me of a profit.
And now, the ultimate decision, a gold-plated pen or a Rolex watch?
Whew. Gold-plated pen or a Rolex watch? Well, a Rolex watch would let me keep time. Gold-plated pen. Are there any functions to a gold-plated pen of which I'm not aware? I think I'm gonna go with the watch. She's got a Rolex, everybody.
Which is gonna
Dangerous.
be a item, not taking up encumbrance.
I don't actually own a watch personally, so I'll have to pretend.
Yeah.
But everything else is totally on character.
We come to the first actual. We come to the first actual issue, which decision of mechanical consequence, which is a data transmitter card with corporate clearance level, or an M4A3 service pistol. So do you want to have a gun, or do you want to have a telephone card? Because this is the 90s future, and those are a thing.
But it's the 80s future. Actually, it's more like the latest 70s, early 80s. Because, there were only 2 movies and no follow-ups at all.
At all.
Stares at camera aggressively again for no reason. Okay. I think she's gonna be more of a telephone card type.
Alright.
I can't imagine she's gonna be a shooter. She's nobody's shooter. She shoots for herself without a gun.
And I can't imagine it's large enough to be outside of the tiny items category either.
Sorry?
So yeah, it's a tiny item. And now, D6 doses of Never Sleep or D6 doses of Nap Relief. Now, as you might guess, Never Sleep keeps you awake, although it prevents you from losing stress for the day you use it, I think. And let's see, pharmaceuticals. So let's overshoot that to 150, 140.
Fucking Adderall or
Nap Relief reduces stress level to 0.
Ambien.
Right, and Never Sleep will give you a stress level per dose.
Ooh, stress levels are bad. Do I need Adderall or an Ambien? Actually hard decision. I'm gonna go with the Ambien though. Let's go with the rest one. Nice. Wait, so actually, you know what? It's probably not Ambien. It makes do. It relieves stress, right?
It reduces stress level.
It reduces stress.
It reduces stress level to 0.
Okay, so it's not. So it's just something that chills you the fuck down. Doesn't actually put you to sleep, right? I'd be more like weed. Anyway.
Each dose beyond the first in the same shift gives a -1 modification to all agility-based skill rolls until the end of the shift. So basically, if you keep shooting up with Nap Relief, you will have a bad time.
Yeah. I figured any of them have very negative side consequences.
Right. So can you roll me that D6 to determine how many doses you have?
Oh, yeah. She's a heavy user.
You got a single dose to shoot up with. And
RIP.
Pharmaceuticals, food and drink, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that is the final element of gear, and that is literally... I mean, there's probably more guidance on like how to feel about your character, but mechanically, your character is made, unless I'm quite mistaken.
My goodness. Well, considering I feel like I already have a feel for my character, I'm good to go.
The last thing would probably be encumbrance. I think I know how that works. I'm just gonna check.
Do you? I can't imagine I'm encumbered with anything. So we don't have any like little ring to throw my character through or anything, do I? I'm eager to try her out. That said, we should probably focus on the second half of this night's session, which is you making the maps for
Yeah, so
tonight.
regrettably, I have literally like no character art upload. Even though you have sent me some, I just haven't uploaded it, and I don't have any of the other characters I need.
Yeah, I know, I'm being silly. Sorry.
But yeah, so as
I'm
you
over
can see,
eager to start, guys. Can you blame me?
we worked a little on, or I worked a little on avionics, but I'm thinking that
Oh my god, you've only worked on one of those? And there's that many. Holy shit, are you mapping the entire station, Lee? You map? Bad person. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna do the whole person. I drew the line at the personal quarters, and that
Okay.
I made like one example, and I think I'm just gonna make that like a larger map to move around. This game actually recommend
Fair
like
enough.
uses a zones system,
Hmm.
so it's like it can be played on a grid, but it's really almost intended to be played with a different map altogether. If there's theater of the mind, there's tactical maps, and then there's whatever they've got going on with the zones, and I like it. I think it makes a lot of sense and is good for the kind of game that I feel this is. But
Mm-hmm.
it does just take a second to get one's head around.
Mm. Well, I mean, I like to play with physical maps anyway.
Indeed. And now we're gonna go to the tiles and pull out something that. Roll 20. Why are you lagging so fucking bad? Huzzah! I'm gonna pull out something a little bit special.
Ooh la la. I'm not seeing any of this, but I am following the stream. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous shit.
So this one has lights off.
Yes.
This one also has lights off. Yeah. Yeah. And the middle works either way. We're going to assume the lights will be on in the mother unit, and we're going to grab this.
Mm-hmm. I mostly just made that one so that people who are like allowing players to explore a,
Oh,
a defunct Nostromo or something of the like would be able to have a variant that shows that the lights are not on. Nobody is home.
indeed. We will even line the hallway out here with
Yeah, Jure Ganges, that is absolutely my shit. And we will be wrapping that all up and putting it into a tile pack
yeah. Yes, it is.
at the end of this month. However, currently available on the market. If you, Lee, do you want to hit the Fallout thingy?
Indeed, I'm
Um,
sure Jur has already seen it. I'm sure.
oh yeah, I'm sure. If you're interested, you can get some of the stuff that might be on the screen right now from that
Yeah,
set.
like the cabinet
And
stuff, the computer stuff, the desks. A lot of this is
mhm.
from Fallout.
Yeah. But until I release the Alien tile set, you can literally ask for any of this stuff if you purchase the pack. And then we'll give that to you because it's not all out on freely available or for payment available online yet. So um, we're kind of just going to let you have it if you ask right now. Sorry, I'm done with my shilling.
Yeah. And so, for those of you uninitiated, we're new a simple trick here. This is on the token layer. This can make it hard to move people in and out and around it, but there's exactly one place to go. So probably not going to be strenuous. But what we can also do is just pop it away, and now boom, there's a door, which has the
Mm-hmm.
darkness. And you know what? We're gonna just pop a little.
Yeah, why don't you throw another tile underneath that? Just because it's Got the darkness. Beautiful, beautiful. Lee, if you can move me to that screen, I'd love it because I can't really interact much with the screen that I've got here.
Yeah, so in
Can't
fact,
imagine this will be hella spoilery.
yeah, no, I mean, there's the only thing about this, the part of the station that I haven't since don't want you to see is the golden chamber. This is
Aha,
stream. I
well,
actually saw a little.
I certainly hope that you don't show that off to me.
Yeah, that's a spoilerific room.
Oh boy, the golden room. Sounds dangerous. I can't see anything, so
Yeah, I'm
because
making
my
you.
character.
I'm making your token real fast and giving her sight.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I think you have to give the character sight. Otherwise, I cannot see these things because you've already masterfully laid down the light layers.
Yep. Speaking of,
Blessed be the DM.
we now need to update that light layer. For those of you uninitiated, the dynamic light layer is added as a fourth layer. You have access to it. We go here. We mostly go for the boxes to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
We want to keep it as far back as possible to keep as much of Pat's beautiful art on display as possible. We slice it here, and then now, pro tip, you can, actually go in here and do the corners, but I'm going to show you why you don't need to in a second. These wedges I am going to have to get, or am I?
I mean,
Because
I haven't noticed in instances before because I know what you're gonna do more or less.
Because here's the thing, we can just bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
What did you just do?
And now, hey, there's just a little bit of floor that looks like this bit of floor right outside. What do you know?
Whoa.
This isn't off center, is it? Okay. And the reason that we don't need to worry about this, I have Pat's character uploaded, her face anyway.
Yay.
So I'm gonna come.
BTW guys, we literally playtest the tiles before we sell them.
I'm gonna call this. I'm gonna put your health here and your stress here. And
That's how we noticed that one of my original trees had like an obnoxious white pixel somewhere randomly in it, and it was just the worst. And we had to like actually play through to find it. Oh, hey, the map's up now. What the fuck? I can see shit. Oh.
And
if
we just take Pat in here real quick, I can show you by popping us a Control L.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Control L. You might notice, fuck, well, you can see the white outline. But my point here is the player sees what they cannot see as nothing but blackness. So,
yeah, but that's so unobtrusive.
In a lot of instances, you don't have to worry about it. But you can polygon line, and for these, we will want to. For these corners, we will want to because we want that blocked off.
Yeah, I should. You know what? That's something to take into consideration about that tile. Maybe I should provide a bottom layer for people to put with it.
But either way, it works, and we then throw a different color on. This is my personal preference because when someone's like, I open a door, you want to be able to quickly identify, well, what fucking door do they mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh.
If we really wanted to do some 7th dimensional chess, I would try to blend like a flipped version of this here by like covering it up. I don't think I'm gonna do that though.
I mean, yeah, and I'm assuming you're talking. So you've cut me off from seeing it, but I'm assuming you're talking about this whole mother tile, right?
Yeah.
With the door. Yeah, I think I should just make a door.
So for example, look when Pat
Good.
is in here.
Woo!
She can kind of see around these corners, but she can't see
The
anything
full
else.
effect.
Ooh, what if she hears something outside? Oh no, it's very scary.
There's
You
no
should
way
know
we
that
have it now.
the polygonals are not strong. I probably should have done a straight ledge out from here. Um, and also, they will let you make circles with them. That is a lie. That is a square blocker. They have just made a fucked up square blocker. I will throw it in the middle of the room and then take Pat out
Yeah,
here to show you.
I know.
Do not hinge a map on those being actual circles. Both Pat and I have learned the hard way. They are not.
However, they still do look kind of cool.
It kind of does the job for, say, a tree or a
Hmm.
pillar. Just be aware that you're not, what you see is not what you get.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I imagine that designing a shadow algorithm that runs with a circle is a whole different ball game from running one that runs with a square. But
Indeed. And
I
so
figure out the pixels and the
Pat's in office.
things.
For doors,
Oh,
we have found that if
sounds
you're on one side of a door and there's a light layer, then you have a few options as the DM. And you see what one I went with, but the other ones include just having it like this. And then Pat looks like she's in a room that has 3 walls and a 4th just black void wall. And especially because you can map without walls in Roll20, just have the walls be the black void. It saves a lot of time. That might be how you're running it. So how the fuck did they know there's a door there? Now, I do this by flipping the door entrance. This required a lot of redundant map work for this map that you guys are going to see later. But there is another way, and it kind of mangles the art. But you can basically, go for a halvesy. That being said, people's Roll20 and how they interpret the light layer is not always reliable. So if you only have a half-blocked wall or door, some players will say, I didn't see that. My Roll20 just didn't load this whole square. Additionally, you're only seeing the top half of Pat's art, and then when it opens, you can see it. Not exactly ideal. So with a set like Pat, like the ones that Pat makes, where you can double up, it is often worthwhile to do so. It's also worthwhile to have a redundant amount of length here to keep things in line.
I mean, so the reason I chose that is because I feel like it shows off the texture of the walls much more than you would get in a conventional tile set where the walls actually take up real space. Because a lot of the times they're just, green or brown or black or gray lines that basically signify nothing to the viewer, apart from there is something here. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just wanted to show off more of the actual texture of the world that you're in with this style set.
Now let's suppose that Pat's character. And by the way, Pat, you chose a name for your character, didn't you?
Yes, her name is Perry Sick.
Can you jot that in chat for me, or you can put
Yeah,
in the character sheet?
It's PERI''SIH.
Perry, sit, and
It could be HK, TBH.
like seek.
No, never mind. Not like that.
I mean, it could be.
I don't know how to spell things, Lee. The fuck? What do you think I am? Some sort of polyglot? Warum? Oui, seulement. Pourquoi?
So, Perry C is going to.
Perry C is Perry get.
It occurs to me that we haven't decided your maximum strength and health, but I saw sections about that. I wonder.
Yes. Oof, oof. I mean, people are dead. Oh God, what do you guys see that I'm not? Shit. Oh boy, this is gonna be another one like Escape from the fucking. Oh my God, it totally is. This is Alien. What am I thinking? Of course it is.
So,
what have I gotten myself into?
So you climb down the ladder that takes you up to avionics, where the AI and the ability to communicate with the outside world is. And a door opens, and if it's on the object layer, my Roll20 is being slow tonight. Sorry, we tap right click on this, and we GM layer it. And now, to the player,
What?
well, it still
Completely
shows me the GM layer stuff, but to the player, Pat can't see the silhouette of the door there.
Yeah, I mean, I would show you. Oh, I can't actually hear. This is what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And as you can see, I have
Yeah.
not actually light layered this whole area. I'm not officially making this whole area, but the key element is that there is an elevator, a central elevator shaft, which establishes across location area, and you can really quickly drag, Control C, and then on the map where there's space,
Ooh, there we go. I can see it
Control
now.
V.
Oh, hey, look, I'm in an elevator. Oh, I love it. You've signified the kind of more industrial interior shit as opposed to the like nice pure white exterior kind of
Yeah,
facade regions. Love it.
indeed, there's a nice mix. And this is EVA and emergency. There's two different EVA
Oh, you
emergency
make
bays.
fucking mess.
They're differently connected. We have a little bit of Pat has a lovely like see-through grate, and we can use it in conjunction with some other things to put like
Machinery underneath the
darkness
floors.
machinery under it. These were originally like train cars for the apocalypse episode.
Mhm.
Um, I like
They
to
really work
I
well
like to use them as machines. Here are cabinets you can find some computer stuff and some cables. And I throw them in amongst this to make it look a little bit more like an EVA chamber. Obviously, I'll do a little bit more. And you know what? Another Fallout item works well here. We go with the divider. And we have like an emergency stripe. Like, hey, this is an airlock to the outside of the space station. Maybe think twice about this, huh?
Oh, you're so right. I need to include something like that in the alien patch.
Yeah. And we take the elevator down.
Hazard.
We find ourselves in
Wait, if you put it
operations.
under the door, oh, you put it under the door so that when you remove that, it'll show through.
So
Oh,
I,
that's
I
so
have it.
cool.
I have it token layer door, and then I pop it off to the GM layer.
Okay, lovely.
And this place hasn't been fully dyno lighted up yet. I haven't handled the doors. I normally do a pass in the doors, and then a pass in the walls, and then a pass in the doors, simply because Roll20 takes like a full minute to change color on the light layers color scheme sometimes. Now, let's take a look at what laying out one of these light maps can be like. I have the full floor layout, more or less. I mean, we could add more here if the stream would like to.
Mhm.
Vote now on your phones. We have more or less the full layout. It's lacking
I'm in this chat.
furnishings, but
I'm a
generally
vote
speaking,
now.
we won't require those furnishings for a full light layer deck out. Although you can't, we might go back and change it later. But as we saw earlier, it's not that big of a deal. We were able to replace it pretty quickly. But you see what I see? I've already clicked on that. I've already clicked on that teal square. I'm still waiting for it to, yeah, now it pops up. Now you can see why you can't be changing back and forth between light layer colors all the time. Like, it's bad enough normally, but I swear it's worse than the light layer. So we drag this out here. Then we, but we decide to make two lines. Why? Well, it do risk a bit of a breakage, but if we do wind up adding something different here to break up this bit of corridor on a space station, because I mean, space is very valuable on a space station.
Oh yes, I can assure you.
Very valuable in map design. You want to preserve as much as you can without having to make it too big, depending on the design goals for your map. Maybe you're making a huge outdoor battle map and your players are like mine in Fallout and they have long-range guns. At least some of them do. In which case you have a completely different set of design objectives. But just keep in mind what the map is supposed to do and the feel you're hoping to evoke from it. And obviously you can see there's some events to crawl around in. I wonder why those would exist in an alien role-playing game stream. And as you can see, I don't even have anything under this. I just have pitch black and then Pat's see-through gray. Now I could put a few things beneath that, and I have put some, but I think that the void makes the stuff beneath pop even better.
Where are you?
I am on a map you can't see yet because I don't have the light layer up, and I kind of want to keep some mystery there. Some mystery for you.
At least put another token on this board so I can pretend I'm talking to someone. God, I'm lovely.
In due time. I will go and get some of that art you made for it, actually, for the marine.
Oh yeah. You don't want to put my boss on the tiles?
Well, actually, considering this is the floor that her office is on, I feel like she should be down here.
Yeah.
Wait, this is obviously a bit of black space up in the top right corner where we could stuff something. This is going to be some sort of a corner room.
Thank you, Dark Prince. I appreciate it.
Here we have the hydroponics area.
Bless.
We're here.
Good
evening, noob elf. We're just working on a little bit of mapping and design. Pat's worked out her character, although I should go back and check.
Oh my god, I have 3% on my phone? How the hell did that happen? It's on the charger. Technology these days. It was so much better in the future of the 80s.
Key themes, tools of the game. Health and stress are handled at the end. I'm imagining it's a composite from attributes.
Alright, let me watch the stream from my computer and mute it and tab.
Yeah, you start the game with a number of health points equal to your strength score. So, Harry Sith has 2 points.
Harry's sick. It's like Frankie's sick. Oh god. Oh god, it is. Oh wow, I should reconsider my last name. I'm sorry, keep trying, but I just realized something.
So here we have the life in space is lethal segment.
Life in space is lethal. Life in space, much like my other character in Freistadt, has killed a lot of people.
So stress level begins at 0. We assume it's max 10. And also another fun fact Roll20 never tells you. If you have a character or an NPC of some variety, I'm not going to open that to spoil it for you, but
I'm not looking at the stream
or the viewers really.
Oh shit!
There's a
top secret.
How this stream is going to go, I think is going to be very entertaining for all involved.
The toppest of secrets.
The toppest of keks.
It's like Dorian Gray from Penny Dreadful.
It's like Dorian Gray. And
well, actually, that is kind of the implication. Yes.
I know.
You would think he's a bottom, but he's not.
How would you think that? He drains people's life.
Have you watched the TV show?
I haven't watched the TV show, but I mean, Dorian Gray.
You should really watch the TV show. 2 health, so fragile. I know, I'm definitely not going to survive.
Yeah.
There's no way to survive this.
Pat's character does not have a lot of HP, and does not begin with a weapon. She is not really going to be fighting a whole lot, but she does have some ability to manipulate her fellow humans. All the better, thanks to the fact that cutting lets you use, or whatever, take charge lets you use wits rather than empathy. And oh, and I had a trick that I was going to pull with these, but it's going to be complicated by the light level. So basically, right, I want people to be able to see there's a vent here, but I don't want them to see what's beyond it. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a vent here on the far side to signify kind of like a door, like, hey, there's a vent entrance here. A ventrance, if you will. And then we're going to treat it like a doorway, and we're going to block it off 1 deep. So Pat is going to be able to see there's a vent entrance there, but she's not going to be able to see within before going in. And again, in an alien role-playing game, and we can use the interiors of these for that, I'm sure that Pat would never want to see before she went in somewhere. That's not how that works. Cool.
Uh... Oh boy.
Indeed. And just for a full zoom out at, oh, fuck, I did a thing where I zoomed my browser as
This
well.
thing's annoying. In some cases, when they lose their faces, they lose everything else.
Yeah, they might lose more than their face in these vents.
Oh, fuck.
But at the very least, that's how they lose their faces.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go on. Please spoil it for me. I've never heard of this alien thing before. What's that? Movie from the 80s? You mean 100 years ago? Never heard of it.
So you're gonna go
It's
to the door.
not an approved reading list of Wayland Yutani.
I don't normally double up the windows, but it sort of made sense for this map. And I have used move to bottom to place this glass texture behind it. Not the best glass texture in the world, but you know, I made it for like a Crown Breakers episode, I think, a long time ago. Art assets, once you have something that's passable, can take a while to get phased out.
Mm-hmm.
Although the update helps. For example, all of the like blood and mud and bent metal decals that Pat made, which have really spiced up the stainery for the Fallout stream.
I'm here to help.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and no, I've really been enjoying this mutual relationship we have. I make the art, you use the art. Works out perfectly.
It does. Have I like triple walled here? What am I? I was on a walling fit as a walling fiend here.
Wow, you really went for broke. Did you have some of those stay uppy pills?
No, I did not. I was perfectly awake at the time. I was just freaking out because I still thought we were going to try and play tonight, which, as people can see, was not going to happen.
I mean, hey, we all go overboard sometimes. And you are a master at speed mapping, so I mean, honestly, all credit where credit is due.
I'm more of a lazy stroll through the mapping right now than a speed mapping, but.
Wait, Lee, is this a spoiler room?
No.
Okay, because I'm definitely seeing on the stream that you're using my Victorian art pack already.
That's your boss's office.
I'm enthused. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
The only part, because like you work here, so the layout, it really isn't a spoiler. The only bit that would be is the top secret, you know, A deck.
Yeah.
They call it the Golden Chamber.
Thank you for saying that. We were worried that this map building and play test thing wouldn't really draw in many people to watch and enjoy.
You know, I super appreciate that, and
yeah,
you'll also get to see some whole cloth creation in just a bit, because
Lee is totally building most of this encounter right now. I think we'll be playing through this sometime next week. Sounds about right to me. I can't think of exactly when it'll be, but I think we had an empty Saturday or something next week, right, on our schedule? Or was that another Friday?
We might have an empty Saturday coming up. And here we'll have like a hidden thing. Let's just say if someone wanted to look around a certain elevator at a certain time, they might notice it.
Ooh. Lee, you and elevators, my goodness.
And here's the third elevator, which is just
you build the most engaging elevators.
It just seems like such a generic trope that I'm worried that people are like gonna, you know, catch
generic? I thought you invented it.
Oh, and the elevator stops because the bad guys are after the protagonist, so they climb out through the roof. Yeah, and roll 20 do really
Oh,
fast that
wait.
time.
Oh, wait, I have seen episode 3. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh my gosh. So, as you can see, we're door marking these. Oh, missed that. And you know what? I'm also going to door mark it.
Welcome to the behind the scenes.
Call it getting lazy. And I'm going to go ahead and throw down the
Lifting the
doors,
curtain, as it were.
even where I don't have the token layer doors placed, because it is, again, faster to do it all in one take. And we are going to box up these a little. Can get a little bit messy with the overshoots in the boxes, but I got slack in there.
Oof.
Pro tip. We switch back to the selector. We drag, we select. We have the color red now, so we don't need to redo. We do the exact same thing on a light blue, and boom, we're back. And these aren't like the codified colors, as you can see on a map that has red walls. Maybe red isn't the best color, but for one room we can stomach it. And if, say, you had a bright green map, red would be fine. If you had a green map, maybe green wouldn't be the right color, you know.
Mm.
So it's not that these are like the ideal colors. It's just that they are colors which work. And I'm thinking the elevator corners should also be smudged out here.
The only caveat I would add to this being a real look at the behind the scenes of Diesel Shot is that normally during these things I would be frantically doing pixel art while Lee kind of, does this whole thing. Meanwhile, I'm just like churning away at the desk, like, yeah, Lee, I got it. Just give me a sec.
Indeed, the joy.
Working on the towel right now.
We do some shenanigans here. And by the way, fun fact, you note that Pat has curves. These are in the volatile pack. You can tell by the light being on the top that this is meant to be here.
Yeah.
And then
I
it connects over to
light
here.
from the top.
Yeah. And with so like you can see why like there's dark shadows at the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can tell which side goes down. You might spot. I've spotted previously some that were not faced the right way in this quadrumple. This is going to be Pat's office, and we can resize this down to. Oh, that's interesting. That wasn't quite set in right. Oh gosh, that one wasn't either. The crooked teeth. Ugh. Yeah. So when you first copy paste something, even if it is drawing, it can be in an unaligned position. And if you manage to get it close enough, you won't tell. If you just like click it and like drag it a sec, it'll snap to grid.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that happened to me when I was making the Night at the Museum map. Holy shit, that happened to me every single time, and there were so many tiles on that map. Oh god, it was a nightmare. Really? Total nightmare.
I really loved the museum map of that, though. It was great.
Came out pretty well. I was decently pleased with myself. Kind of phoned in the main combat region, but the lobby was nice. You saw it for all of 5 minutes.
The lobby was nice as fuck. That skeleton though, do I have that? Do I have that skeleton to throw out? We can put this in the Victorian pack. No, I guess I don't. Is it? Do I have it on a dinosaur? Yeah, like the huge bone dragon that you did.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
So let's put Perry sit in her office.
Oh, yay! I can look at things on the Roll20.
And she can't see out of any of these because they're doors, and they are in theory closed. Although we don't have a fizz rep for them right now, we can slot.
Oh, you gotta move me to the page, like.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you want your players to be able to see something in Roll20, you have to left click on this player's banner and drag it to the page.
You sometimes forget that.
And with putting these, we could put them on both sides. It's just one more job. You can sort of tell.
Oh, wow.
We have the airlocks down here. We can actually look these up rather than copy paste them every time. But so there's 3 different doors into her office, and well, she's a secretary, right? So she's a desk, and it's not going to be warm because she's on a space station. We're going to say it's got some leg room. We're going to say that she's not a giantess, and we're going to adjust us down here. We're gonna put it here. We're gonna give her a chair, and you know, boss does not like slouching posture, so it is gonna be a very non-comfortable chair. And we are going to throw down a computer console here. Again, Lee-sizing it. We're gonna say that she probably has a trash bin back there, but we'll say she keeps it nice and cleaned out, unlike her boss. There is a pen on the desk. Maybe a penumbra. No.
That was a stretch.
And yeah, I just stretched so hard I hear my back popping. And
that's good for your back.
And we're going to throw out additionally a lamp. We have a few from the from the Fallout tile pack, and we're gonna have it be just a nice little. Just to give a little bit of character, we're gonna give it that like dulled ceramic, yellowish, snottish colored rimmed one that you see on lightware sometimes. We've arranged it on the desk. If I wanted to imply that like perhaps someone left in a hurry or that they were sort of scattered, we could throw down some papers. I would do that in Fallout, but you know, in space, no one can hear you get demoted.
Yeah, exactly.
So
space, everyone can see your desk.
Yeah, but if we wanted to, we could have a blue comb on the desk. Instead, we're gonna put that on the boss's desk. And Perry, Perry Sir, your boss is like, hey Perry, why don't you go get me something from the storage room? And you hear the door go shh, shh. And we delete a light layer element and throw a token layer to the GM layer. Now Perry Sir can sit into this adjoining room.
Okay, I really have to change that last name.
Which, to be fair, is looking a little samey. So let's look at our options for a different floor just to show, like, hey, this is where Pat is. This is an antechamber. A brown or gold version of the metal grate doesn't make quite as much sense. It's not as fancy, but I do think that perhaps some carpet in front of our office makes sense. Now, you love it when you find an issue in the art as you're using it. And I've seen this before, but I keep using it. In the very top right, there's like a super green pixel. And there's some other like oddities graphically in this because of how I made this carpet. You'll notice I use it sometimes in Fallout. It's not as nice. But I would also, for the symbolism points, point out green is the color of envy. Now then, so Paris has eyes on a little bit of the door. If she positions herself here, she can position herself like so. And let's say that this was a round rather than a turn. Perry could move here to a different zone, and then either examine intensely, say, an ajar cabinet, or just get a general description, and then she could move into another zone. And if she chose to do so, another door would open, and she'd find herself in her boss's office, and her boss would be like, did you get the thing I asked you for? And blah, 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 and some dialogue would happen, and maybe Pat would have to roll a manipulation to try and get her boss off her ass. Now then, have we been paying attention? Are we ready for the pop quiz?
Oh shit. Do you actually want me to roll? Fuck. Alright.
Yeah, and let's quickly reference what she can do if she gets any additional successes on her manipulation roll.
Okay.
And she get one success.
One success.
Now that means you succeed. That means you succeed, but let's look at manipulation. Let's overshoot by like 4 because you need to. Yeah, and if you succeed, your adversary will either do what you want or immediately attack you physically. Excellent. Ooh. Even if your adversary chooses to do what you want, they can still demand something in return. The GM decides what that entails, but it should be reasonable enough for you to be able to meet those demands. It is up to you to accept the agreement or not. So this isn't just carte blanche, I roll persuasion on someone and get them to do what I want, which I like, although it can feel limiting. For each success you roll in excess that you need to win, you can choose to do one of these things. Your opponent does what you want without demanding a favor in return. Your opponent does more than you ask, for example, giving you some useful piece of information. Details are up to the GM. Your opponent is impressed by you and will try to help you later in some way. Details are up to the GM. Now, Pat. One success is just enough to skate by, and your boss is, a fairly imposing woman, so she's like, okay, but you gotta go do the thing. So, are you willing and raring to push? Which would mean
Yeah.
re-rolling. Okay, so you re-roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base dice because you only re-roll the failures.
Okay,
So now what you can do is you can click on your sheet, and in the roll button section towards the top, and you'll gain 1 stress. Boop. And you will go, you click the base dice button, and then you'll put in 5 base dice.
How many base dice? 5.
Oh, wait a minute. I've been forgetting something this whole time.
Oh.
You should be rolling more dice than that. Because, so what you see what's tallying up is it's adding the 3 of her empathy and the 3 of her manipulation. But Pat has a special trait that means that her manipulation is routed through her wits. So, Pat, roll me an extra 2 dice. 2 base dice.
So they're d6s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled 2d6.
So, neither of them came up with 6, so neither of them is a success. So, you unfortunately have just become more stressed than you were, and you didn't really get anything out of it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's life.
That's life.
And with that, we have a and the door opens for Pat to leave her boss's office because she's going to be going quick. We don't have to worry about the shuffle, and in fact, if we know that she's going to go very quick and open the door behind her, we can literally just phase her through the wall, and none are the wiser. Now, here she is in the main hallway with this familiar elevator to the north that I still need to go grab the face of, and again, I could go get it, or
Liam, am I supposed to be able to see that there's like some greenery down there?
Yes, you are, because this is part of where the magic is made. Gabacorp does some of the best gastronomy in space, and there is on the operations deck that she is on some greenhouse work going on, and some not zero G, but some space growing going on. And this is to test fertilizers and other space things. Mostly, though, they gather from a series of subject colonies which suffer under the iron grip of Gabacorp, and create all of the various grains that a lot of people rely on for their grain alcohol and their cereal. Their GABA-O's. Sweet GABA.
Gabacorp, we own your body.
Indeed. Oh my, what's this? Various rooms. Oh no, it's a different kind of door. One that's wider. Now I'll type in a name that is not going to be its actual name. So just pretend all of these things I'm typing don't exist. And you'll notice I inserted it on the token layer. And it'll often fuck with it when you insert it on the token layer. Now it's easy enough to drag it out. In the pack, we do say their intended size. Like it would say 3x3 at the end of the name. But you can often drop it straight into the map layer, and then it'll be the right sizing, and then you won't have to worry about resizing it. You'll just have to change the layer. But yeah, so Perry Sir, you can a corner over here. With, is that a suggestion of an event? And you can see the same over here. You can see a doorway, a widened area there. Corridors abound.
Corridors abound, indeed. What event, though?
Yeah, there's an event to your right and an event to your left.
Oh, I see. Indeed, there do seem to be. You wouldn't want me to go in them now, would you?
Well, I mean, it could certainly serve to be an example of traversing such environs.
Well, perhaps I shall. Is this
so,
one?
Yeah, so Pat comes up here, and again, because we don't want to have it clear what's inside, because she's climbing in here, we're going to pull her through. And wow, this is a pretty spacious area back here, isn't it? I wonder what we can
Yeah.
add that might make her travels a little bit more complicated and a little bit more sightseeing full. If we lead this into it, looks like it's coming out of this. That's
Mm-hmm.
the best one. You can integrate the tiles, and perhaps there's been a little bit of a ding up here. We look to our decals and we see that there's a little bit of a scritchy scratch here in the middle. Maybe something's a little bit more worn away than one would hope if it was up to a company standard. And
Interesting. I wonder what that could be because of.
yeah, and we can also feel free to resize or is drawing and maneuver pipes. And Pat, you come upon some very difficult to maneuver across pipes. Yeah,
Mm.
you think you could give me a mobility roll?
Oh, hey, I took ranks in that thing.
Yeah, you did.
I got, ooh, fuck.
Oh, what a shame, what a shame. As the stresses of modern life catch up with you, the stress dies consequences do as well, and the one shows. So you know what that's time for, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the panic roll. Oh yeah, we gonna see some panic in
Oh,
the
shit.
house
Oh, shit.
tonight. Let's go to the
Over something
combat
as
and
simple
panic
as
section.
this.
Yeah,
Oof.
and we're gonna go to the. Okay, yeah. So let's go and look
Is
at the
that too far?
stress and panic. I think 107 overshoots, right? Stress and panic. And yeah, the panic roll. As long as you keep your stress in check, you can use it to your advantage. But if the tension grows too strong, it can explode, sending you into a wild panic. You need to make a panic roll when any of the following things happen. It is a friendly character suffering from a certain panic effect. You roll one or more blahs on your stress dice in a skill roll. If that happens, you can't push the skill roll, instead roll for panic. You are pinned down by a ranged attack, you suffer a critical injury, you're attacked by a strange alien creature that you've never seen before, or a truly horrific event occurs as determined by a scenario or the GM. So the resolution here is you roll a d6 and add your current stress level, and then check the table to the right. There's an automated button here, so Pat didn't need to know that. All Pat needed to know was, oh, there's a button. Is it panic? Okay, I'm panicking. I click it. Boom, done. Very quick. I have her number. I don't have to do any addition or any other bullshit. I scroll down to here and see she's keeping it together. You managed to keep your
Okay.
nerves in check. Barely. Now you'll
Oh,
notice that
shit.
results 1 through 6 means that she keeps it together. That's pretty impressive. So, and on a 1d6, that means that, it's there's literally, because you add your level of panic, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a 1 in 6 chance, as long as she only has one of these, that something bad is going to happen to her. Now,
Hey.
normally, you're supposed to be conservative with calling for rolls in this system. I gave a slightly spurious example. But let's imagine that Pat, as a consequence for failure, can't advance any further past here. However, she does see another duct she might be able to clamber into.
Oof, 1 sec. My eyes are a little bit tired of looking at screens.
I feel you. I feel you. So, chat, I
Okay,
think you know what that means.
sorry. Oh. What happened?
So, yeah, would you like to travel through the vent and see what lies
Oh,
beyond?
yeah. Let us go ahead and see what does lie beyond.
So,
The right
yeah,
spot.
yeah. Did I? Oh, I don't have a light blocker on that entryway. I do now. You come over here.
Ooh.
I don't have a good player indication of where you get out of these, but you pop off here,
Okay.
and you find a room coming into existence, regrettably, somewhat full of screens.
Interesting. I wonder what all these screens show.
Yeah, and I think that to take a closer look, you might give me a comtech.
Oh, okay. Let me give you one of those. Scrolling down, contact. There we go. All right. Well, that's a lot of dice. I got two of the target things, which means success, and one yellow roll,
All
which
right.
did not show up as
All
an
right.
alien. So does that not mean it's a stress?
So the stress dice is a d6. On the 6 side, it has a success symbol, so it can still get you a success. Now it's one symbol, it can still get you. It gets you the
Mm.
stress. That's the difference. But you got two successes. Now that means that you're not just going to succeed. You are going to absolutely stunt on this. So let's look around. I definitely looked at his skills earlier. I must have popped away from it. Let's look back at where I think the table of contents are. Let's look at skills. Comtech. Nice. Page 69. So we're actually going to go to 672.
Oh wait, sorry. Dark Prince has requested that I read something in my most pleasant corporate shill voice, which, as you all know, is my normal voice. I shill things. It's what I do. Every successful economy is built around a hopeless cycle of repetitions where we sell you the empty promise of happiness and fulfillment, and unfulfilled as ever, you still come back for more.
Amazing.
Purchase our products.
Success. The code is like music, and you play it beautifully. Now, the stunts here, you can gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one. So set something up to be easier for you later, technologically wise. Let's say you want to gain ingress to a part of the station you're not meant to go to. You might be able to gain a +1 modification to that attempt. Another is you don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. Notice that that is a very narrow wording, but it could have a liberal application depending upon the DM. For example, if you're hacking to get into someone's email, you can just always get into their emails in the future. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take, which is something I probably should have established ahead of that roll, if there had been more context to whatever the fuck she's doing. You get new or unexpected information, GM's choice.
Ooh,
You hide your tracks. You show off.
nice. I
So
feel like in this case, showing so for those of you who are not in the know, showing off is an option for basically every skill. I feel like in this case, it's the least interesting option. Usually, it sounds like the most interesting, but in this case, it's just like, who would want to show off when you can erase your tracks, get easy access later on, any number of other things? Let's go with that. I'm gonna write that off for this round.
all
But
right.
what is important from this location?
So this location, is the observational server room, and it has various things here. It also has a dusty leather chair where someone is
Right.
probably sitting because they probably work here.
Oh, well.
And yeah, you have unfortunately seem to have been seen when they looked up from their Pong marathon.
Uh,
Now you have several skills that are applicable in this instance, I
I
believe.
do.
So
I
how do you
I,
wile your way around this individual?
yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and use manipulate. Tell me a little bit more about this individual. Do I know them? What do they look like?
So
Um,
they're your coworker. They're fairly skilled in tech.
do they like me?
They are not predisposed to dislike you because they are a little bit too socially inept to understand that your smirk means you look down on them. They think it just means you're kind of happy all the time.
Yeah, sounds great. Um,
I mean, yeah, so
okay.
there's a few ways to play it,
Yeah.
but
Good. Let's see. Um, so what would their preconception of me be? They would probably know me as like a not. I don't feel like I have a good chance of pretending to be like kind of ditzy and oh no, I wanted to the wrong room.
yeah, no, so like you
Yeah,
work for
I can
reference.
imagine.
The door
They
to their
think
office and the door to your office is like 20 meters away. They don't leave a lot, but they do leave sometimes, and this door is occasionally open. Like you are coworkers, and working on a space station, like a door down from someone, you get to know them.
of course.
even in passing. You're a cold corporate type, but you know of
Yeah.
their existence and they know of your existence.
All right. Well, my immediate first thought is perhaps I can flirt my way out of this. Although I would think of, if I could anyway, to go about this that doesn't involve flirting, and I can't. I mean, I wouldn't have any reason to be in here, would I?
Well, you do work for the person in charge of this program,
Ah.
so and you are often her gopher.
Okay, so I've actually gone in here before, probably from the front door rather than the back.
Indeed. Yes,
Okay. So would okay. Okay. What can this guy do for me?
well, he is he's got access to the computer systems and
Mhm.
he is fairly adept at using them. You know that he's also involved in some not so legitimate exchange of
Mm.
goods, such as com call cards that have been pilfered from elsewheres and hacked to give more time. He's a bit of a 24th century phone freaker. I'm not exactly sure on the alien timeline to keep it 100 with you.
Uh, I don't think it's that far in the future. I think it's like implied to be 2180 or something. Um, yeah, so what I'm thinking is that I say, "Hey, didn't mean to startle you. Um, but I heard around, you know, from folks of repute that you might be in the market to sell one such as myself, one of those what were they that he sells?
Yeah,
Disposable
the call cards
call cards? Yeah.
that allow you to use the what is it called? The grid is a
Mhm.
series of Weyland-Yutani satellites across space that allow you to make very long distance calls.
Yeah. Disposable yeah, so not disposable, sorry. One of those call cards.
And he's like, "Oh, gee, yeah, but I mean, I don't exactly do it for free. The going rate is like $500 or dues."
Let me get a manipulate check down here.
Let me just yeah. So
I say, that's not what I've heard. I've heard you can do as low as 200, but you know, not sure how reputable my sources are.
all right, so you hit him with it. You hit him with it, and you have three options because
Mhm.
you have one extra success to spend stunting on him. One, your
Mhm.
opponent does what you want without demanding a favor in return. Two, your opponent does more than you ask for example, giving you some useful piece of information. Or three, your opponent is impressed by you and will try to help you later in some way.
Okay, so he does exactly what I ask of him. Would mean I get one of these call cards for 200. No questions asked. He does something more is he might ask a favor of me, but he's gonna do more regardless.
So the way that I read this is you could get it for free if you go with the top option without
Oh,
demanding a favor in return. And two
oh
is your
wow.
opponent does more than you ask, so basically he'd give you something additionally or tell you something. And three is he's impressed by you and they're going to try and help you later in some way.
Hmm. Well, getting some help later could be super interesting. But I think for now, getting him to give me more than he knows or more than he has already is most advantageous. And I've got about 600, and I do have a feeling that I'm going to be needing to make some long distance calls in the future to wrap up some, you know,
Pressing business.
indeed. So I'm gonna go with that and then some, the option.
All right, you find yourself $200 poorer, but he does find himself indebted to you. And you're impressed by you. He's like, "Oh, gee, no, you got great sources, blah blah blah." And you find that there is Yeah, something to it.
Okay. Excellent. Well, I suppose we're not actually playing tonight, so I probably shouldn't monopolize much more of the time, but it would be an example of how to interact with players in the game. Yes.
Indeed.
I'm
Now,
really psyched about this system, honestly. I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling it. Vibing with it.
now there's multiple variants of this watercolor that I'm deploying here in the
Yes,
Fallout pack that Pat has made. But
indeed.
we're just going to, for speed mapping purposes, deploy this one as Lee decides that he really is gonna bolt something onto that area from earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? We're gonna mix wall types. We're gonna mix in
My
the
goodness.
pipes.
Mixing wall types. What's next? I'm not gonna
Yeah, I was gonna say.
consider.
So you have the wall types. You got some wall here. I'm walling here, and as you've seen earlier, we've been doubling up to allow the players to see either side. And you're going to go to here, and we're gonna throw it on this one, which I've always enjoyed. And
The pipe one?
the
Yeah,
one
no.
the one with like the because I
The
would say on your way back out, climbing through the machine for whatever reason,
the
I'm not
industrial
even
and the
seeing it.
Nostromo one.
You see, oh, what's this? A new passageway to the
My
water
goodness.
tanks.
Yeah, I'm just like, I purchased that thing, and then I'm like, shadily leaves from the fucking vents. My character's a riot. Oh, my goodness. That is definitely not something I would do in character, but you know what? It's all good.
Now, as you can see, this one is very well tiled out, such that you can overlap these more or less as you want. If you do it on the corner, it will mess up some stuff, but it will be more or less negligible if you want those tight corners.
Mm-hmm. For other tiles, I usually provide a 70 by 70 pixel option. I call it a spacer. But in this case, you don't really need it. And it's easier to manipulate a larger tile, TBH.
And we're going to throw this down here. And we've got some sort of water pump area. And let's say for a moment, right, we want to take the train machine. We want to take it out here, right? We want to make something that looks, I don't know. I mean, I lean on this one a lot. I didn't want to just throw this in the water though. So let's go here. Let's center it.
I love how that looks vaguely like a face hugger, TBH, if you look at it, right? That was not my intent, but now that I'm looking at it, it's like, ooh, very Geigery vibes.
Yeah, and this looks like this Geiger spine. And here's what we're gonna do, right?
Yeah, that one definitely looks like a guy.
To back, to backsy. We have now it's coming out of the water. And if we so desired, we could string pipes to the ends of these and have it coming out the wall. And we could even pop a corner on it if we were
Oh
feeling
my
so
goodness,
inclined.
dude, this is fancy. Fancy, fancy, fancy.
Yeah, Control C, Control V, and Control Z all work, by the way, in Roll20. I highly recommend making use of all three. And with an is drawing lineup, the align can be a real sticky wicket, but it can be worth it in the end. And I'm gonna say maybe there's like a cabinet in here for like the kinds of tools people would require. Back here, oh, you know what I haven't been deploying in the offices? Filing cabinets. What's an office without a filing cabinet?
Truth.
And
Especially
again,
back in like, basically every time period before the 90s when things actually started going digital.
Indeed. So
They
we
def have filing cabinets in Alien Verse. No doubt about it.
yeah, so we mark this place up. We add we again deploy this workhorse table that's from the labs of Gamor and the whatever the Lone Star facility.
Oh yes,
And
that one made so many useful things, including those pipes. Actually, I made those for that, and I never finished them in time. But
so we make a protrusion, which we're probably going to use also as a light level blocker.
mm.
And now you see we could do this resize to 1 wide, or we can slide it. And so a character would need to position themselves precariously close to this open bit of the water tanks. Why is there an open bit of the water tanks in space station? Who knows? This is a speed mapping tutorial, not a astrophysics class. I am regrettably not so well versed in that as I am in speed mapping. And
We
then
would
I
encourage
really
our
like this
viewers
one
to
because
explain why there would be one.
we can cap it here, right? And what you do there is you make them look like they or you allow these things that hug the edge of a tile to be deployed right atop them.
Oof, beautiful.
And now let's take a pipe like so.
Mm-hmm.
Resize it up a bit, and then to show elevation. Relative elevation, and you know what? Let's have a third one in the middle here. We're also gonna put it beneath.
Jor, do you follow me on Twitter? You should give me some suggestions as to
Yeah.
what else you do on this alien tile set.
Jor does. Jor's Deep Dank on Twitter.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to Jor and all of our fans. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I know this is a very late stream for lots of
Make
us.
a Twitter post asking what else needs to go in this tile set while I'm working on it.
And
Same Victorian tile set.
And let's we can leave implications that maybe this is not the best kept area via dings and dangs and dingoes. These have a lot of mileage because they can go on a variety of items. We can cover it up to make it look like it's more on one thing than the other. You can also is drying it, flip it, resize it, shake it and bake it. Adding just a digital and dazzle of irregularities here and there.
Yeah, irregularities really do sell a scene. What I focus on is obviously making the modules, but
if this was Fallout, I would stamp these fucking stains everywhere, right?
Yeah, true story. Everywhere.
And you know what? I think there's some OSHA violations going on here. I think we throw down a railing. Now here's the railing conundrum, right? Do we have it lean off and in? Or do we have it lean off and off?
I think in, TBH.
Both have their virtues. The one thing is that here it'll look like it's kind of floating under, but also you see the railing over the water. And you get the railing better placed underneath this pipe, again establishing a sense of verticality in the scene. And it's also not going to conflict as much with these when it's mirrored over here to be flipped in.
Jor, I'm gonna make a post real quick, and if you could respond with that too, it's much more permanent than through this medium, I'm afraid. Let me check. I'm gonna write a quick little Twitter.
I moved it down. We've got a nice setup around, and I think we're pretty good. I think we're pretty good here. I'm tempted to just fuck the whole thing up with the computer monitors because that's kind of what Alien is. But because it feels like this is sort of a barren area in terms of the response.
I mean, it's pretty far in the back. I wouldn't imagine that they'd, deck it out all that much.
You know what we add, though. You know what we add. We had a second level.
Oh
And the
shit,
second
yes,
level goes
catwalks.
out over the water.
I do intend to implement some more catwalk features um, in the tile set when it comes, but this has done a magnificent job of filling that niche. This one, see-through grate that I made, I'm really impressed with how it serves its purpose.
Yeah, and again, establishing verticality. This one goes all the way to the top, and yeah, I think we just let it hang over because they won't be able to see that. And we could put a railing on the side of it. It would clutter it a bit more than this already has cluttered it. And I think that it is a very annoying to determine whether a player is over or under catwalk.
Mhm.
So they should be deployed sparingly in roll 20. In this instance, I don't think it's going to form a problem. And I will, however, throw
True.
down. I'm thinking another machine.
How does one get up on the catwalk? Would be my question.
That is a good question because the only stairs
We
that
have
go
a
up.
ladder, and we also have the stairs, but I don't think we have a see-through variant of the stairs. That's something for me to fix.
Yeah, no. So we have the ladder, which is in. Is the ladder in Fallout?
I believe that ladder was built for
Alien
the
because it
alien
has
tile set.
yeah as you guys can see here and here back in the avionics, we have it set up with the one that goes into the floor, and we have in the EVA the one that lands on the floor.
It is certainly available for people to ask for it though, because what we're doing with the Fallout tile set, which I've already announced once, is that anybody who buys the Fallout tile set can ask us for on Twitter any of the tiles that they see here on Diesel Shot until those tile sets are released that feature them. So, for instance, the Victorian tile set is a ways away. So, if you really got to get your hands on that brocade wall for that one scene, then please ask us for it. We'll give it to you free of charge. And
Now, chat.
stay tuned for our
Here
upcoming
is a
release.
quick question for all
Mm-hmm.
of us. What is this room? This room is on the operations deck, and it has sight out into the growing areas where the hydroponics is being done. And also, I will probably deploy some of Pat's lovely, lovely agri-pots.
Hell yeah. Megacorps Marines Monsters.
Now, do I like it better when these are in front? Yeah, I think I do. Or do I like it better when they're here? Oh,
I love how those can join with the scaffolding to make it seem like there's like pipes in the scaffolding that are pouring on the agropots. I did not intend for those tiles originally to be used as such, but my goodness, you've done that a couple times now, and it's really impressive looking.
It's
I love watching Lee do this work.
another fun
It's so
fact.
fun.
Advanced flip horizontal is a good way to cut down on the repetitious look of an asymmetrical tile.
Yes, true. A lot of the tiles are built so that they can be used either way. I personally am a fan of going either way in many regards. So, figured I'd let the tiles do that too.
It also means you
Love
don't
it.
have to individually is drawing them and reposition them, which could have been pretty extensive time sink.
But it's all right. You're not like actually speed mapping right now. You're speedily mapping.
I'm leisure mapping. This is so much slower than usual. It's downright
Yeah.
stale. I really should show like sometime when I'm just like absolutely cramming. I should just like take the 10 seconds to go live
Yeah.
mapping, and then like show people like oh no yeah this is
Hello,
literally
my
what's going
friends.
on.
This is how we actually do it before the streams. I will not answer your questions. It will be chaos. You will not enjoy. Or maybe you will. I don't care. I'm mapping.
I'm mapping. Yeah. So
Sorry,
do you
I'm
have
so goofy.
any
I keep getting distracted though. I need to make this tweet.
A thin black-white barber pattern line for making vent entrances. That
What?
makes a lot of sense. Barber pattern? Do you mean like this? This is the barbershop sign I made for Fallout because one of the strip malls they were at had a barber at it. Got reused in Freistadt.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think I remember.
It's been long enough that I feel like I should grab a different Kevin McLeod track.
True, true.
Or I could literally play the Fallout radio. I don't think I'm going to though.
What do you need to create your desktop setting? I think I've done well enough. Appropriately tagged and shit. Alright. Boop. Sending it out to the world. I'd tag you, Ganges. I don't remember your Twitter though.
Deep Tank.
Ah, let me try that. At Deep. Oh, is it Deep Dank Dungeon?
I think so.
No. Wait, really? Oh shit. Deep Dank. Yo, what's up? Okay.
We used the trademark diaphragms in the vents, but I think those were inside, not the entrance. Oh, like from the Alien movie?
We do have some stuff that is trademarked. Wait, the trademark diaphragms in the vents. I'm going to be doing a whole series of ventilation shaft tokens. Tiles. We don't actually have like real ventilation shafts yet. So these kind of just been making do with what I gave to them. But
yeah, but George, you mean something that's like this, but black and white, like not yellow but white and thinner?
For the barber pattern marking the vents. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they mean.
Yeah, that could go us a long ways.
Yeah, totally, totally.
I'm gonna assume that whatever this room is, it has cabinets.
Those cabinets are really, really a workhorse too. Holy shit! I'm so glad I made them. I really need to introduce a fucking cabinet of some sort that's kind of unique to the Alien RPG system, honestly, because otherwise I don't want to repackage the 50s nostalgia one. I should make a new one just to like fill out those corporate spaces that I know people are actually going to be in.
And you can put
maybe like a little tchotchke of some sort, like a little sippy bird or something, to go on like an office desk.
Oh yeah, for sure. And bobblehead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be great for the Fallout one too.
There's an observation thing here. We presume there's a. Now this is one of those tricky things where you gotta make a call. We have some advantages here because there's a double side on this, but basically making it like face this way can make it look like it's upside down or flip backwards or whatever, and that's not really
kind of just a quirk of the art.
Yeah, and a quirk of the medium. And I will just say, if you run it along the wall, you can get it to be natural looking enough that it'll work out.
For sure.
How it looks, and if you want something knocked over, be sure to put like weirdly catty corner and like crunch stuff under it. Like if we wanted this desk to be actually flipped over, then you'd want it like this, and presumably we'd want, We want rubble.
The papers would work really well here, I think.
Yeah, like the tossed
Like,
paper.
knocked the desk over. There's the tossed paper on the floor. Oh, cat. I guess you got some cement bricks on the table too, huh?
Yeah, but you get the idea. So something hugs up, makes it look like it's been tossed. Here, you do everything you
Yeah,
can to
that's what I would have
ensure
done.
normalcy and symmetricalness, and
Cool.
then you add something like, say, perhaps a pencil clutter question mark.
Yeah, we do have a few of those.
And remember,
I
all the
tried to
clutter,
give it some office clutter.
all the clutters are to like a 3x3, so you're gonna want to drag it in a bit.
Hmm.
But yeah, some nice shavings, and we're not gonna put a computer on the desk because there's just not a computer there.
Yeah, it's a
And
writing desk.
yeah, and we'll put a chair there. We'll call it. We'll put a sidelong blue here,
Hmm. Excellent, excellent.
and we'll
Great choice. Wonderful vintage. Huh.
keep it up like so.
I have to play a character like that.
And just to reinforce the verticality of this side of the room, we do it around. And
Yeah.
so presumably this is some sort of a workspace, and there can be another desk, I would say. Probably not that close to the door, probably like here. And we'll say it has not a computer, but like I feel like yeah, this is an observation one, so it actually should probably have something. So what we can do is we can put it right here in this lip. And so there's something to adjust. We'll have to think about what goes here. And we're shooting from the hip on this map's design. Call this an is drawing. And maybe this is like someone's main desk and they also have a worn brown leather chair. So they can roll
Mhm.
around between here. And that's why this chair, if we're sitting here, is going to push to the side. And yeah, we'll give them also a lamp.
Mm.
We'll rotate it the opposite direction because you would.
Perfecto.
And I'm not sure why I'm fucking up the space station with so many lamps, but who knows? Maybe the lights go dim sometimes. Maybe they got
Oh, good point, good point. I
maintenance
didn't even think
issues.
about that, but yeah, it is a space station.
So
You
yeah,
really got lighting power.
yeah. So like the lighting sources, questionable. Maybe sometimes the something leaks and the water goes light goes out or whatever, or there are lights
Maybe
that
they
are
got a
intended to.
discount on lamps.
Maybe the lamps are used to like close in the view on something. You never know.
Mhm.
Oh wait, no, fuck, I can't mouse over those things with spoilers.
Oh, yeah, do you want me to look away or something?
No, I think it's probably fine.
Okay.
And we do have some the wares that you made that kind of work for various little boxes, little tchotchkes, little
Mhm.
chuchkas.
Oh, yeah, true, true, true.
And I think that we put some of those in the storage area. I think we put them like here and here, maybe. And yeah, so that's that situation. I mean, I could go all day up here, but I think that we've
Hmm.
got at least something here. We've got at least something here. Now the real question is, so what is this observing? Because this is set down to the ground. There's not that much going on here. This is an auxiliary airlock. What?
Oh, yeah, I think we made that for something a while back. I totally forget what though.
What item?
Your flying spaghetti monster.
Oh, nothing in particular. And yeah, I guess we can do tight, a tight rimmed patch of dirt, maybe.
Hmm.
And here we can make this an adventure in Lee sizing. Oh, these do not appear at all if I put them off like that. Yeah, so I think we make this is drawing. I think we stake it out to like
Mm.
here.
Yeah, that would be one of the negative side effects of having the same color scheme for two different tiles. That said, Leah, I do believe there is a yellow variant of those. I don't know if we've been using it or not.
Of the
The railing.
and I'm gonna say, is there a way that I can imply this to be hanging from the ceiling? If it's up here, well, maybe it's pointed away right now. And I could put pipes behind it to make it look like it's suspended from them. Or girders.
Mm.
I think this is more of a girder mounted thing, but if we put it on the end of some pipes, perhaps.
That might actually do the trick, yeah.
Pipe protrusion, and maybe
Innovative use of these tiles, my god.
maybe we
Look at this person go! Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna say we flip it vertical. Yeah, and then do we think that we do it to the back, or do we think that we do it? I think we do this to front, so that it looks like it's mounted on. But we do this to the front. I'm thinking we do the lamp on the front. Yeah, no, because we need to establish the fact that the lamp is at the top, because the lamp is up here, being pointed down at whatever is down there. Maybe it's not manipulated to look quite right down. That's why it's not quite there. But you know, and we'll put some sort of a mound of what could be, you know, anything. Wink, wink.
Oh boy. I wonder what's down there. Oh yeah, I think that's totally the right configuration for the lamp, by the way. Now, of course, there's limitations to the angle system that I implemented, but I think that works.
Yeah, and I think that we probably
And then,
put I think that what we do here, right, is to give it that lived-in feel. We have this, and we use the broken metal decal, and we combine two of the broken metal decals at crisscross, and maybe mud it up a little. What we're gonna do here, is we're going to go and we're gonna take. No. Is it gonna be two? Is it gonna be? Is it gonna be? What is the? Is it the water?
I'm looking at this map and I'm getting pretty seriously worried, guys.
The water purifier. Yeah. All right. So that fucking is not doing great right now. So we're gonna lie some pipes on their side to imply that there's some, you know, light construction going on here. And what we've got instead is we're going to have. Oh, Lee puts it on the wrong layer. That would be a game. That would be a take a shot every time game if you guys were watching me speed map, because oof. And what we're gonna do here is via Lee sizing.
Same though.
We are going to basically imply that they are having to continue to feed this water via a jury-rigged system because something happened here, and it went kaplooey. And
interesting.
with that, I think that that's enough. I think to say that there's an observation room, because this is probably a really high intensity heat lamp, so you probably don't want to be out there while it's on. Although I guess that means you don't give a fuck about the workers out here. But to be fair, they're probably not around over there. This is a very wide room, which leaves lots of questions. And you know how I'm going to answer those questions? The same way your favorite video game does. Barrels. Oh, I'm so silly. How did I not think to fucking barrel bomb this area? Oh god, yeah, of course. Put a barrel up top too, just to establish that sense of verticality.
I mean, Lee, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So yeah, we're gonna barrel the fuck out of this place. Barrel like BERYL, barrel this place, like the semi-precious stone or whatever the fuck. and we're actually just copy paste this pipe, and we're gonna drag it. Drag it here. I kind of like having a catty corner, so even though it's more annoying, I will attempt that. I will attempt that. We have the sense this isn't the world's most professional operation at the moment, even though there's a, basically people are being forced to make do, which never happens with capitalism right now because of, quotas,
Never.
budget cuts, all that jazz. Advanced is drawing, and then I kind of want to imply that this is like up in the ceiling, but I don't think I have a good way to do that. I have shadows, but shadows shows how light. If I was really dedicated and I wanted a barrel up here, what I would do, right, is I would open file location, RPG stream, scroll this down a bit so that nobody sees the secrets of the files. Just gonna slightly obscure Pat's face with them. Shoot those barrels, you get the ice explosions. But let's go into Uranium Fever, Apocalypse Americana, which you can get. You can buy this whole folder of stuff if you search my Fallout.
I think we've mentioned enough times in the stream that you can buy everything here.
Yeah, I know. I'm showing so fucking hard.
We're starting to look like an infomercial.
So let's say
That said, buy our products.
Let's say we really wanted to imply that this thing was like on the ceiling, right? We would save a copy, and we'll just, we'll let that be the regular one, and then we'll save as, and we'll call it transparent. And what we'll do, right, is I simply vote for Bernard, by which I mean I simply set the transparency to 50%. Boom. Done. Export as. Complete. Refresh.
This is actually something we've done to great effect in the past. In the museum episode, for instance, we invisibilized the dragon token I had to give it like that huge floating dragon on the ceiling vibe, which I was aiming for with the Victorian Museum. That shit.
So there's a little bit of something on the roof there. We'll put one of these barrels here. We'll put one of these barrels here. Well, if that's the water, what's that? Oh, who knows what's in any of this shit? Some fun going on. And we'll use the nature of the wall to our advantage here. We won't just have everything up off of it. We'll have some stuff up on it. And we will even have some of these rotated. When you put something down the layer, it automatically gets sent to front. So if you want to stack these this way, like if we do that, that would imply that that's there. You need to move this down a bit. But we Control Z to front. Keep it like it is. And from here, I'm gonna say, you know what? We're gonna fuck this place up with pipes, and we're just gonna be like, ooh, pipey implications. I wonder what it could mean. We don't have to explain shit, all right? I mean, that's one philosophy. I do suggest that you actually, as an exercise, think about what these things are, what they mean, how they interact within your world with your players, because that can lead to more interesting outcomes. Like when they were in Nitrogenics and Pat threw the grenade at that, there were lots of implications because of where they were and that it had a built-out role in the world. So I do encourage that for the knock-on chaos effects, but don't feel too bridled by that. Know your players, know what they'll ask and care about.
I did not come to this stream to watch Lee lay some pipe. Wow.
Oh, but here you are catching all of it.
You see, the secret is Lee is always laying pipe.
Laying pipe. Oh, no. I would get a copyright strike so fast if we actually put David Wilcox on, but I want to.
That's the later stream. No, we don't stream that. It's not funny. There's too much crying involved.
And let's grab.
I'm a monster. I'm sorry.
Let's grab this. And I offset that while I was grabbing it. Control Z, slide it back. Let's grab this. Let's undo his drawing. Let's rotate it. Let's push it up here. Let's throw down. Let's to front. To front. Hit and.
Nothing. Okay. Wow.
Oh no, you're out of the drawer? That's
No, I
illegal
still got
in your
more.
state that you're
Sometimes it's
present.
just gonna take.
Advance his drawing. We throw down a pen. Almost various sizes of pen. Actually, we can grab a pen here. Kind of keep our pen size consistent.
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of regret. Pen is pretty big in the set. You really do have to resize it all the time. That's why I kind of provided the office clutter packs
Yeah.
in part. But,
Smaller stuff, I think it can be nice, you know, to have those
yeah.
options.
No, it definitely is good to have the options.
We'll set up a trash bin like here. A waste chute is probably not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And like we take a dumbwaiter for the Victorian and like convert it.
We're definitely planning on that. Yeah.
And we'll just.
God, I'm so excited for the Victorian tile set. I love sci-fi, but Victorian aesthetics make me weak too. I'm such a dork.
Oops.
I really want to make my own like Victorian costumage or something. Like, oof, I do not have the costuming skills, but Victorian attire is so elegant. Since the Victorian ages, I think Western fashion has just been on the way out. Except they made a brief comeback in the 80s. Pity. Didn't last.
I feel like should also make a data cartridge clutter.
Ooh! Lee, Dank Dungeons is suggesting we use the toothbrushes that come in the tile set.
Oh, for what?
You know what? They would actually make good brushes in other senses too. I didn't even think about that, but I could definitely see them as like cleaning brushes.
It does include toothbrushes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it includes like a very large variety of like household items that are useful in like honestly any setting, including like fucking Alienverse, for instance.
Yeah.
Like we've been using a lot of it.
Yeah, so like for example, we can hop over here to see personal quarters, one of the personal quarters examples I made, and we can throw in like a blue toothbrush and fucking a so yeah, let's imagine that Pat has returned home for the day.
My.
At a shift, right? And I think it's actually shampoo is what it wound up being called.
Mm.
Or no, actually I don't know. Anyway,
You know, it might be fun. Oh my god, I need to make Lee. I need to make a token which is like the toothbrush in one of the mugs.
Ooh. By the way, if you guys can catch what happened there, I dragged her out onto the token layer, or the map layer. I need to set her up to the token layer. And now, yeah. So, Pat, you should be able to move around your cabin.
You're like 100% correct on that. Yeah. Do you want me to move around? My mother has like toothbrushes up the wazoo in her fucking car. There's no reason not to have brushed teeth if you live with my mom.
And so this is supposed to be like I kind of proxy this is like a poor man's door because one thing we don't have is well it'd be in the eventual pack probably like a between because you know how in Fallout right if we have a space economy issue I could deploy a wooden door but in many instances in a spaceship this wooden door would not make sense.
We're definitely gonna have something for that. It's a good thing that we're testing the tile pack.
Yeah, but basically this table resize can work. Space door. Ooh,
yeah.
Congratulations, done. Bathroom
Oh,
obtained. Um, and am I? Yeah, I'm gonna go grab that
I
tome.
definitely agree with you on Victorian coats. Actually, I agree with you on everything. Like, obviously, one's dress should be their own choice and not determined by the era. But I love the aesthetic of it all. So, I mean, I would definitely eschew some of it for practical use, but as a fancy attire form, I can't think of a single piece that I can't admire in some ways. Having done a little bit of reenacting in my time, it's certainly an upgrade from the earlier costume options in many respects.
Indeed. So, and now to remind everyone, we're here on Polo Station, yeah, and I'm going to have A, the Golden Chamber, B, Docking Bay, C, Living Quarters, D, Operations, E, EVA, Emergency, and F, Avionics. I'm thinking about just doing C and B broken up into like a master map of like, here's the living quarters, whose living quarters you go to, and here's the docking bay, what docking bay do you go to, and then a relation map showing where they are compared to each other. That way I can just copy and
Mm.
paste generics, and then the golden chamber exists, but we're not going to show that to Pat.
Eh.
Spoiler territory. But yeah, and with that, so
I
we get
have been talking a lot about making capes come back. Sorry, I interrupted you.
so we are here at what is about to be 1 a.m.
Hmm.
and we have done quite a bit of speed mapping and completely done Pat's character generation. I will,
Oh yeah.
we remove the stress, we keep it as it is. Character is perfectly ready for the stream. The map's not
Hmm.
quite done, but I have time now. And yeah,
Time enough for long.
oh my gosh. Thank you all for coming out. I
Thank you so much for entertaining her delusions for another couple of
can
hours.
I imagine Togu's taking a. That's true. People do
That's what
take.
I, yeah, that's what I
Uh,
interrupted you earlier for.
I will. Yeah, yeah. I'll throw a brush on a desk real quick.
Mm.
And you know what? There should be bathrooms, space bathrooms around here.
Hmm. Hmm. I did berate you a couple of times earlier for not having bathrooms where there should be bathrooms.
Bathrooms. It's just one of those kinds of rooms to, like, if people are actually living here, add them. I feel like there was some excuse that time though.
I think you did have some sort of excuse. You usually tend to pull things out of your ass quite miraculously, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh well.
Or
And
the other way around, you know.
then we have the miraculous quick edition, where we just sort of throw this down. This is going to be a pretty significant bathroom, honestly. And I do question the design to put the bathroom here, but close to the water pipes. So corporate was like, it'll do.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh my
And
god. Like bathroom fucking tiles. Spaceship bathroom tiles. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do.
no, we can use the stuff that I have in here as marble, as the name rather
Oh yeah,
euphemistically. Um,
true, true.
while this does look weird, it will not appear fully the players. Like just boom, that looks like it could be a bathroom floor. You know.
Mhm.
Um,
I do have a spacer that kind of goes with that aesthetic, but oh yeah, the marble is such a good option there.
yeah, and
It's not
because
actually
because
marble,
we're
but yeah.
double walling, right? We have this luxury where we can throw up mirrors. Well, that's actually my crappy mirror, but the thing that I
Oh,
have in
that is
here
perfect.
as like metal panel, not metal panel, plate
Of course.
maybe. We have this, and let's rotate them to the side because that's more like what it would be here, and let's throw down our sinks. So this is where they brush their teeth. I mean, they do other things here too, like recreational
Wow.
activities. And for toilet stall dividers, honestly, you can just sort of
Imagine they're there.
throw down an unassumingly colored line via Roll20 and
Yeah,
call it a day.
that's true.
I mean, ultimately, this is sort of a cheat of me, but I think it gets the job done.
No, it does, and it's all pixel art, so it matches not too poorly. I mean, look at that. You see the
Different.
difference? That's honestly a feature, not a bug. It is designed to work with the Roll20 system.
Yeah, we do have Roll20 in mind, and you can just add them to the light layer, and the individual line will basically disappear, and they'll basically just be guides for you. If you made art that slim and you put a light layer blocker on it, it wouldn't matter. That's basically just to remind the DM that, hey, there's a line of sight blocker there. Oh, and also the DM might remember, hey, you have some shit that's here. Oops.
Nice.
And we live in the intersectional imperialist future, so there is no gendered bathrooms.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Also, I was definitely planning on doing some shower features for the Alien Tile Pack. That is definitely on my list of things to do.
Yeah. And we throw that in, and oh yes, of course, I still have to actually make the punch out. And this is why we try and segment this a little bit more. We segment this to here, segment this to here, segment this to here. We grab the color here, and we grab the airlock door here. Ah!
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's still some black space back here. I can put some, maybe a vent, the crawl vent space from. Anyway, I'm before I drive myself mad. I think that I would like to invite you all to consider the link stuff, but I doubt anybody's here who doesn't know. Thank you so much, Jor, for the bits, by the way.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out. Good night, Q Prime. Yeah, we should get to bed. It's very late. Big love. Can't wait to play through this with Pat. This is going to be like her work level. There's going to be other levels. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah,
Some
that's
exciting
gonna be
things
so
going on,
fun.
some tensions, and she's got her own agenda against the company. And ooh, can't wait to see what happens.
Nor can I. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah. So, and with that, I'm going to send you over to Praetor's Rejects. Everyone, please remember to be polite and kind. I know that you are, but you know, it bears repeating that we want to spread positivity. And actually, they have played the default adventure Chariot of the Gods that you can buy from the company. So if you're interested in this sort of content, you can see them play it. Yeah, you can see them play it. So if you're a try before you buy, or if you're a view before you buy, and you don't want to just wait for us, or you want to watch more than one Alien stream, then you can absolutely check Chariot of the Gods done by Praetor's Rejects. I think that was a two-parter. We are popping through the raid now to D&D stream, and see you then. And raid's gonna pop right now. Let's see if things are going over.